Hey, welcome back to the Savvy Successful Mompreneur Podcast, the show for ambitious moms who are building their dream businesses in the middle of motherhood, chaos, coffee spills, and bedtime stories. I'm your host, Savannah, and today's episode is for every mama who's been saying, I'd love to start my own business, but I just don't have the time. Listen, I get it. You've got the kids to feed, a house to clean, maybe another job, and somewhere in there, you'd love to build something for yourself. Something that makes money, sparks joy, and gives you the freedom to live life on your terms. But when? Between school drop-off and laundry? At 2 a.m. while scrolling Instagram? The truth is, you don't need 8 uninterrupted hours a day to build your business. You can start and grow in the little pockets of time you already have. So today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to build a business during nap time or late nights or whenever life gives you a few minutes to breathe. First, we're going to talk about shifting your mindset about enough time. See, most moms think if I don't have a big block of time, it's not worth starting. But the reality is, businesses are built in small, consistent actions, not marathon workdays. You see, I started my business 2 weeks postpartum. I took over not one, but 2 businesses. They were a bundle deal, but more on that another day. You see, I had this planned out, or so I thought. I found out I was pregnant. I wanted a job that I controlled. I was tired of making somebody else money. This opportunity fell into my lap, and I was like, yes, this is perfect. I can get settled into the pizza shop before I give birth, and I can have my systems in place so I can still take a maternity leave. Well, it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Not even close. I gave birth on November 3rd. Then on November 17th, I finally closed on the businesses. Talk about hitting the ground running. As a first-time mom, I was overwhelmed with not only a newborn, but 2 businesses. So let's shift our mindset. Let's stop saying, I don't have time, and start saying, how can I make time? This goes hand in hand with what I'm always preaching. You wouldn't let negativity ruin your day, so don't let a negative mindset ruin your goals and your dreams. Flip the script. Turn the negative into a positive. Instead of saying, I don't, say, I can, or how can I? You see, you got to understand compound progress. This is when little bits add up to something big. But here's the takeaway. Your business doesn't need all your time. It needs your best energy and the time that you have. The key to that is knowing what season you're in. Define what building a business looks like to you right now. That could be different for everyone. That's not something that I can help you through a podcast with, but it is something I can help you with through a conversation. Basically, you need to ask yourself the what and the why. Specifically, why do you want to do this? And what can I do? And like I said, those answers are going to look different for everyone depending on what season of life you're in and what business you're looking to start. And not just life seasons, but business seasons too. First, you have your startup season. Validating ideas, creating offers, setting up basic systems, investments in banking. Then you have the growth season. This is the marketing, the building an audience, refining offers, letting the money flow in. If I could give just one piece of advice, building in late nights and nap times require clarity. You can't waste 20 of your 30 minutes figuring out what you're supposed to do. So if I could give you just one more tip, identify your number one business priority for the month. And I said, for the month. Ask yourself, if I could only do one thing this month, what would I do that would move my business forward? Do it. And when you get that priority done, ask yourself that same question over again and then do it again. That's how you keep moving the needle. That's how you get things done. For example, in startup season, maybe that's setting up your Instagram page and creating your first 3 posts. Or maybe it's as simple as finding funding If your business of choice requires a lot of startup money, like maybe a restaurant or a full-service hair salon, in the growth season, maybe it's refining your offer and booking your first 3 clients. So next, we want to create our micro blueprint. This is your nap time, your late night plan. Break it down into 3 core categories. First is CEO time. This is planning, reviewing goals, decision making. Do this once a week, maybe on Sunday nights after the kids go to bed. Ask yourself, what 3 things matter most this week? Kind of like how I just talked about previously with the 1 priority a month. Number 2 is your money-making activities. Anything that directly leads to sales, clients, or customers. Examples of this could be posting a sales-focused social media post, reaching out to potential clients, creating offers, following up. Number 3 is brand building activities, content creation, audience engagement, and even networking. If there's a public event you can go to in your area to network, do it. A chamber event, a business-focused get-together, a lunch and learn, or a charity function. Remember, the more hands you shake, the more money you make. And every event isn't going to bring you clients, but it will bring you one step closer to meeting someone new. And let's say, for example's sake, you're a hairstylist. Maybe the person you met at this event doesn't need their hair done, but maybe their wife, husband, or friend does. And then they refer you. Hey, I just met this hairstylist at XYZ event, and she's got a great personality. Give her a try. And the same theory can be applied to any industry. Brand building can also be batching into reels, writing a blog, joining a Facebook group and engaging in it. You see, you just want to pick one from each category every week. Keep your tasks so small that they fit into a single 20 to 30-minute block. So with that said, how do we time block for tiny windows? Well, we have nap time, after bedtime, carpool lines, early mornings. Pre-plan tasks by energy level. If you're feeling high energy, do creative work like writing, filming, designing. If you're feeling low on energy that day, just do some admin work, emails, scheduling, some Canva graphics. So an example schedule could be nap time on Monday, you write Instagram captions. You just take 30 minutes. After bedtime on Tuesday, take 45 minutes and batch some content graphics on Canva. Maybe during nap time on Wednesday, record a podcast segment, just 20 minutes. Or like me, just do 10. Now, if you're like me and your child doesn't nap, instead of nap time work, make it quiet time work. Hey, mom needs to do this or that or another thing. Will you sit and play quietly? Here's a water or a snack to help keep you full while you play. Would you like to use the restroom before we have a household quiet time? Maybe after we can go outside. Or if that just isn't going to work in your house, wake up earlier and do it in the mornings before they're out of bed. Adjust your work times to fit your schedule. What works for me is not going to work for you, and vice versa. Use tools to help. There's Trello and Notion for task tracking. I personally use Notion. You can use Google Docs or your Notes app for brain dumps. Use it to hold those Instagram captions that you made ahead of time, or to content plan and content dump. I personally use Google Docs for this. Unless I'm out and about and I only have my cell phone, then I jot it down in my Notes app. You can use Canva for quick templates, for quick content. Now, what are some hacks to get more done in less time? Well, you can theme your days. You can have Marketing Monday, Offer Tuesday, Content Wednesday, whatever works best for fits you. I don't know what it is about themes, but they're just easier to remember and make work a little more fun. You can also batch work, 3 reels in one sitting instead of just one a day. It cuts your time down drastically and turns it into fun, easy to manage task instead of a monotonous, every day, I have to do this binge. You can also automate and use templates. Use email templates, Canva templates, scheduling tools. If you can schedule it, schedule it. Take some of the thinking off of you. Eliminate distractions. No laundry during CEO time. or personal FaceTimes. I don't know what it is about my stepdaughter, but she loves to FaceTime during my little blocks of windows to get work done. She's got impeccable timing, almost like a sixth sense. The minute I sit down to do some work, my phone rings. And I either say, "Hey, I'm busy. I'll call you back in 20," or I'll quickly listen to her and get her off the phone. Avoid the kitchen. Thankfully, my office is far away from the kitchen, so I'm not easily distracted by the dishes or the dinners that need prepped. But the kitchen is one of the easiest places to get distracted. A quick, "I'll unload the dishwasher," turns into a complete kitchen overhaul, and before you know it, you've missed your window of opportunity to work on your business. You can also use mom margins, those weird 5 to 10 minute breaks for tiny tasks, like the carpool line or when you're just waiting on that dryer to buzz, just those little snippets of time. You can use this time to reply to a comment, jot down an idea. Just use your time wisely. Now, how do we deal with mom guilt and burnout? First, acknowledge the guilt. Sure, your kids might be napping while you're on your laptop, but you're building something for them too. Or the dishes might have sat in the sink a little longer than planned, but you're still giving them someone to look up to. Like, yes, my mom is awesome. She ran the household, raised me, and ran a business. Set boundaries. Even 30 minutes of the phone off, fully focused time makes a difference. You would not believe how big of a distraction your phone can be. I know I already mentioned this previously with my daughter and her FaceTimes, but even a simple text message can derail your whole train of thought and thinking. And take care of yourself. Late nights shouldn't mean zero sleep every day. Pick your work windows strategically. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. Sleep is critical to avoid burnout, sickness, and stress. Eat semi-healthy. I'm not talking no chocolate and chicken and rice every day. I'm talking about sustainable nutrition. And just remember, you are what you eat. If you eat crap, you'll feel like crap. You'll have low energy. But if you're eating nutritious, healthy meals, then you'll have that high energy to be able to work in those little windows of time that you have. Nurture your relationships. Connection is key to avoiding burnout. Meet some friends for a kid's play date or grab lunch with another friend. Now let's get real. Here's the truth. You don't need a perfect life. You don't need perfect conditions. You need just a decision. A decision that you're going to use the time that you have, even if it's only 20 minutes, to take action. Your future business isn't waiting for someday when life is calmer. It's waiting for you to show up now in the messy, snack-covered mom life moments you already have. So tonight, instead of scrolling or binging Netflix, give yourself 30 minutes to work on that dream. Nap time tomorrow? That's CEO time, mama. If today's episode got you fired up and ready to take action in those small windows of time, I'd love for you to share it with a fellow mama who's ready to build her business too. Come hang out with me on Instagram at Savvy Successful Mompreneur. Send me a DM and tell me what you're going to work on during your next CEO session. And until next time, keep showing up for your dreams, one small pocket of time at a time.